Hey guys, let's talk about how Sarah's escalates with each repetition. She was stuck in an endless loop in the elevator. Do you think she'll break free from the cycle? Let's start. The elevator doors slid open, revealing an empty hallway, eerily similar to the one I'd just been on. Same beige walls, same worn carpet, same suffocating silence. Panic choked me. I'd pressed the down button 5 minutes ago, 5 agonizing minutes of the elevator steadily climbing instead of descending. This wasn't right. My initial bewilderment morphed into a chilling awareness. This wasn't just an elevator malfunction. I was trapped in a loop, reliving the same 5-minute sequence, the lonely hallway, the empty elevator, the agonizing ascent. Each time, a different emotion gnawed at me: denial, confusion, terror. Now, the icy grip of despair took hold. I pounded the down button with a fury that surprised even me. My reflection stared back, eyes wild, hair plastered to my forehead with sweat. This wasn't a reflection, though. It was another me, a duplicate standing a foot behind. My breath hitched in my throat. Another loop, another copy. How many were there? The duplicate tilted her head, her expression mirroring my own. Then, a slow smile spread across her face, devoid of warmth, devoid of fear. It was a predator's smile. A shiver ran down my spine. This wasn't just a reflection. This was something else entirely. A horrifying thought struck me. Each loop, I was losing a piece of myself, replaced by this callous entity. Was it feeding off my emotions? Was my fear its sustenance? Panic turned to a cold resolve. I wouldn't be another empty shell. The next time the doors opened, I didn't hesitate. I lunged for the duplicate, a primal scream tearing from my throat. We grappled in a narrow space, a desperate struggle for control. But she was stronger, faster. Her touch sent a jolt of icy fear through me, a taste of what awaited. Just as she was about to overpower me, a wrenching sensation engulfed me. I was being pulled upwards, the familiar sense of ascent pulling me back into the loop. But this time, something was different. I wasn't alone. The duplicate clung to me, her scream echoing in my ears. The elevator stopped. The doors opened. This time, the hallway wasn't beige. It was red, a vibrant, pulsating red. The duplicate was gone. I stepped out, legs trembling, heart pounding. Was this freedom? Or was this another level, a deeper, more horrifying loop with no escape? The single red door at the end of the hallway creaked open, revealing an endless, inky black void. I took a shaky breath and stepped forward, the red light burning into my back. The door slammed shut behind me, plunging me into the unknown. Was this the end? Or was it just the beginning of another, even more nightmarish loop? I tumbled into the darkness, disoriented and gasping for air. My mind was a blur, the memories of the endless loops, the hallway, and the duplicate, all swirling in a chaotic mix. As my eyes adjusted to the inky blackness, I noticed a faint glow emanating from a distance. Hope flickered in my chest. Maybe this wasn't a dead end. Maybe this was the way out. I stumbled forward, my feet sinking into an unseen carpet that felt damp and cold. With every step, the glow grew brighter, revealing a massive cavern bathed in an otherworldly blue light. In the center of the cavern stood a colossal machine, its metallic limbs and glowing circuits humming with an unsettling energy. It looked ancient and powerful, a contraption straight out of a science fiction nightmare, but what chilled me to the bone wasn't the machine itself. It was the figure standing beside it. It was me, not another duplicate, but me, older, hardened, with eyes that glinted with a cold, calculating intelligence. This version of me held a device in her hand, something that looked eerily similar to the remote controls for the elevator I'd been trapped in. She turned her head slowly, her gaze locking onto mine. A chilling smile, identical to the one the duplicate had worn, stretched across her face. "Welcome," she said, her voice devoid of warmth, laced with an echo of the emotions I'd felt in the loops, the fear, the despair, the acceptance. "It took you long enough." My blood ran cold. This wasn't escape. This was something far more sinister. This other me wasn't a monster feeding off my fear, but a culmination of every negative emotion I'd experienced in the loops, distilled into a being of pure, unadulterated control. The other me raised the device, aiming it at me. "Now," she continued, her voice a chilling whisper, "we begin the real experiment." The last thing I saw before the world dissolved into darkness was the glint of a red light emanating from the device, mirroring the red glow of the final hallway before the plunge. Was this the end? Or was this the beginning of an even more horrifying loop, one controlled by a twisted version of myself, wielding the power to manipulate not just the elevator, but my very essence? The darkness pulsated, the red light from the device a burning ember in my vision. But as the other me raised it, I saw a flicker of something else in her eyes, a flicker of doubt, a flicker of fear. In that split second, I realized something. The other me wasn't just the embodiment of my negative emotions, she was also a part of me, a reflection of my own struggles. With a surge of empathy, I reached out, not with fear or anger, but with understanding. "I see you," I said, my voice surprisingly calm. "I understand the pain, the fear," the other me faltered, her grip on the device loosening slightly. "You can't," she whispered, her voice trembling. "We are one," I continued, "and we can overcome this together. Not by controlling, but by letting go." As I spoke, the red light dimmed, replaced by a gentle blue glow emanating from within me. The other me hesitated, then slowly lowered the device. Tears streamed down her face, mirroring my own. It was a release, a purging of the negativity that had fueled the loops. We stood there together, two fragmented parts finally coming together. The cavern around us began to dissolve, replaced by a soft white light, and then, we woke up. We were back in the elevator, the doors opening to reveal the familiar lobby of the building. We stepped out, two women, forever changed by the experience, but no longer at war with ourselves. The loops were broken, not by defeating the other, but by embracing her, by choosing empathy over fear. The future remained uncertain, but for the first time, we faced it together, whole and ready to navigate whatever came next.